Hello to everybody, привет всем, hello to everybody, Serge Vladi here, and I hope you will enjoy our small short speech and a little bit, maybe we can play guitar also, yeah. So, uh, actually, yeah, I'm here to introduce you some music, some new music, so if you would like, you can see it, and maybe you can enjoy also soon our concerts here in Australia and in Dubai. Yeah, rock and roll. You know, what I can tell you, the people are itself very jealous. Even they jealous for nothing. Even just you little bit much more better than another guys, uh, more talented, more successful, more I don't know, handsome, more something, and people immediately start to jealous you. I think it's maybe normal things, like it's maybe you could say it's like very common things, yeah, typical things, but it's really make me hard sometimes and really cannot breathe. I cannot do anything because if I feel this too much energy from all around the world and inside myself and outside, how can I do? How can I make some artistic work? And second things like the problem is because yeah, education. I mean, the problem is because no education around. So, I mean, it's really so bad education today in the world. So people become so stupid. I'm so sorry for that, but I can just notice this and can make this constatation, this fact. And yeah, every people have different background and a different opinion about different topics. So. Mm, we should to respect each other opinion, but it seems like now in the world, like we must only listen something what another people say, listen what another people think, respect another opinion, but nobody respect my opinion. They just force you to oblige you to take something what they already decide instead of you, what they already create some idea, like it start to from like how many genders in this world exist, like I know only two. Sorry guys, I'm very maybe old school guy, but I know only two genders, and it's male and female, man and woman. I believe that God created only two genders. Maybe exist in the third one, but I never heard about. I mean, I didn't read in the Bible. Wrote it only man and woman, right? Only man and woman can make kids, isn't it? Or you heard something, another story? Okay, you can say me perhaps like yes. Now kids could be made in like almost like in laboratory, right? Like the fake pregnancy, I mean, like artificial pregnancy, make something like this, right? Yeah, okay. But anyway, you need woman, right? You need woman and need man. You need spermatozoid and need eggs. Eggs we can take from woman, from female, and spermatozoid we can take from the man. So is something wrong with this? Is something wrong with this idea? I don't think so. What need else? If you can prove me exists a third gender which is can make a baby, who is this? Transgender, or it's androgen. Okay, try to show me how it works. But anyway, it's androgen, It's male and female. It's two on the gender in this sense. You can call yourself as you want. You can call yourself you are lamb, or you, for example, if you're not male and not woman, man and not woman, you can call yourself table. You can call yourself bird, whatever. It's your opinion. It's your case. I don't have to be involved in this. I don't have to be listen this. I don't have to be inside this kind of situation, because you can believe whatever you want, but please don't force me and don't press me to believe in your vision of this world, in your kind of imagination about this world. I think it's quite clear. It's pretty clear. But no, somebody need to force. And you not agree with me. You don't believe this. You are like homophobic or whatever. No, I did not say like that. I say just I believe in my own way. And please leave me alone. Yes, and I feel wonder and strange how the people can make us, falsificate story, falsificate history. Yeah, how if we know the, Lady Macbeth or Queen of the Great Britain, she was a white person. How it's possible to invite to play this character and role African girl? I'm not against black or African whatever, but it's a weird thing. Okay, let's do it in opposite side. Let's try to play some African kings or Martin Luther by white person. Why not? And first of all, okay, you say they was colonized by white people. They was colonized by Christians. They was forced by Catholic Church. Yes, it was. It's true. But for example, Russian people did not colonize Africa. Ukrainian people did not colonize Africa. Belarusian people did not colonize Africa. Why we should be responsible if I Russian or Belarusian or Ukrainian? If I would be, would I? Should I be responsible for this? No. It's a first. Second, first of all, in the beginning, Africa was colonized by Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire was colonized. Muslim was colonized Africa first, before Christians. Why nobody asked them to obey or put down on knee, staying on knee in the front of African peoples in Dubai, full of African black peoples worked as slaves for small money. And I did not see any sheikh in Dubai stay on knee in front of the black people for say sorry for colonization, sorry for occupation. Why? It's like double standards and double meaning. Why it's against this against just white peoples. This system all over the world just work against white peoples. Only if you're white, you're guilty already. They organized this war in Ukraine Biden, especially, and his company. He is a biggest crime in this world. It's also Roger Waters says, and I can also follow him and repeat this same. It's a Biden crime number one. I could not say it's American at all, because I know many nice people live there, many smart people, good educated. But listen what Roger Waters says, and you will believe. You talk about Taiwan and didn't know Taiwan is part of China from 1948, if I'm not wrong. If you read the documents, it was part of China. What's the problem? Which is issue between this? You need to learn just history and books and documents instead of just washing brain, listen CNN or BBC what they say. Not well educated peoples, ignorant, washing your brain, who is most also biggest ignorant, don't know anything. And whenever smart people says, you just become angry and mad. Actually, really, I realize that people in this world, they really big ignorant. They big ignorant. They don't know anything because they did not read any books. They just was born, made by some drug addicted peoples or alcoholic together, and these kids didn't get any education. They just grew up without anything, without any reading books, especially in the Western countries. Maybe some of them who have good money, good education, have good things, good background. My mom, she reading book me when I was a child. My grandfather even teach me. When I grew up, I speak already 3 languages. I speak German, Russian, and Ukrainian. Who who can say you also can do the same? Who can be proud and prove like you from childhood can speak many languages? No. I know mostly people speak in America or Canada or Australia, Great Britain, only one language. It's only English. That's all. Who can say you can speak, I don't know, Chinese or Japanese or Korean? Who can say you can speak Russian even? You judge and blame Russia, most of you, but never visiting, they never have been even in abroad. All your information, what you got, all the information what you have, is just filtered fake information from the mass media. Who tell you, who says to you it's true, pure, clear, 100% absolute true information? Who tell you this? If you cannot see by your eyes, even you never traveling, have you ever been in Ukraine? Have you ever guys been in Russia? How many peoples? Have you politicians been visited? Or how you can decide, judge and blame and decide instead of Ukrainian or Russian people what they need? How you can decide instead of like Iraq or Afghanistan what the people need there, or North Korea? They choose their own way to live. Okay, it could be democracy or non-democracy. It can be different process. But who give you right to decide and judge what is good, what is right? Who give you these rights to be a policeman all over the world? I ask the American. Who give you this right? The people live peacefully there. They're happy. Many people live in Dubai, in UAE, including American people, including British people, including Europeans, from Belgium, from France, from Spain, from Italy, also in Saudi Arabia, and they stay calm. Why just close your eyes there? Didn't say anything there about it. They destroy human rights, whatever. or female rights or whatever. You just live there and keep quiet because of money. Yes, right. Because they pay you big money, good salary, you have their villa and big houses, your business. So you just shut up. You know where you could be able to close your mouth. You know where you can be stay calm, when you can be shut up, and where you can open the mouth and shout like crazy and scream like somebody who don't have power to protect. Who don't have power to protect themselves. You know, it's really hypocrisy, politic, hypocrisy system, which is organized. This mess in the world is organized by United States, mostly by government of United States. Yeah, I cannot say everything is weird and bad, but who give you rights to decide and create this kind of issue with hates, with hates, with hateness of the Russian, or hateness to Ukrainian, or you hateness about against another peoples? Is it correct? Is it absolutely right behavior? Do you think really so? Who give you this right to decide what is good, what is wrong? Second World War, winning Russian peoples who lose in this Second World War, more than 26 million people. America was participate this war only in the end, because they already start to guess Roosevelt have to he's understood like, okay, Russia gonna win, so they maybe come to the side of Russia. If the Germany will be gonna win, they will be side of Germany during the just that. You have to admit this. If you're not happy, not agree with the result of the Second World War, if you not agree who is the winner, but you continuously watch the brain of Europeans and everybody. If you come to Italy and ask who is the winner of the Second World War, every Italian will tell you after America. When you can see, I recommend you to see the film uh, by Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List. Even Steven Spielberg was more honest, because when he said, he's showing very clear in his film, it's Russian army, Red Army was make free the Jewish people in Auschwitz in Poland. And many historical documents, if you read well, you will understand this very clear, and how to need to be ashamed, and how to need to be there if you don't accept and don't admit this, and even want to try to change the history. This is a really big, weird, wrong activities, wrong behavior. Okay, you perhaps would say who you are for also judge and decide. I'm just simple guy. I'm just the guy who know history, who study history very well. I'm just guy who study in university, and at least I read history. And my father, my grandmother, she was in the torture camp in the Germany during the Second World War. And my both grandfather, they was uh, also in the war against Nazi fascism in Germany. And they was hard, both of them, and they come back alive to home, but they was invalid. They was almost handicapped, second level on my grandfather by mother line, and my father line also was hurt by bullet because he was this machine gun. operator of the machine gun. So he was just by sniper hurt, and he was in hospital, and then he still didn't recover well. But commanders sent him again to the war, to the front of the war. And this is need to know the history very well. Read the books, and people who have this, family who face this situation. Every family in ex-Soviet Union was faced this situation. Every family touched the war. Every family was touched by war. Every family was hurted by war. And then now, when the Zelensky going and meet some strange weird guy who was a member of SS Galichina or UPA or UNA UNSO, right? It's weird. It's most weird things. And he really, like a Jewish people, like a Jew, Zelensky, he made this great, all the Jewish people all around the world. If I am Jew, I feel shame about it. Just really, it's most disgusting things. It's just like spit out in yourself when you meet and shake the hands of ex-Nazi veteran or something like this. It's really horrible. And I don't know. This is really feel disgusting and talk about this, and it's just all the time make me weird when I see how his speech there and how he's going to begging there more money and or more weapon again for just what is the reason to continue this war instead of just uh, make appointment with Putin. Putin always want to propose to talk and find some solution for not war, for not let the people die anymore. But he refused, he reject. Zelensky reject. Why? I don't know why. No, I know why. I guess why. But I don't know. Maybe because really Biden forced him. And okay, for Biden and for all around the world, it's like, oh wow, new solution. I mean, new votes, new election. Yeah, we fight with Russia, we fight with communism, we fight. But you are, guys, the same communists, because in Europe and in America, it's everywhere almost the left party go on, left party, left social party, or whatever you call Republicans or Democracy Party, whatever. But in fact, you have really more strict socialism and communism than maybe North Korea. You are living North Korea. You blame and judge North Korea. You hate and judge. But I don't know why you even hate so much Russians who saved the world from the fascism. The Russians, my grandfather, boss, they saved you from fascism. My grandmother, she was in the torture camp, and she also struggling for you now live in peace and have food, and then fuck my mind about something like what I should do in my life. Should I eat this, or should I behave like this, or should I be vegetarian or not vegetarian, or should I believe in this two genders or three genders or five genders or whatever. Just don't need to tell me this. I don't need this fucking transhumanism. I don't need to believe what you guys believe. I will believe what I grew up with idea. With idea I grew up. I want to keep it in my mind, and I want to have rights, and I have my rights to keep it this idea and to share my idea with many people around. Why I should to keep silence and keep quiet? Because if this idea does not work, not reflected with you, because this idea something like you disagree with me, then you can easily ban it my channel, or you can ban it my account there in Facebook or something. What is this like? How we can call this? It's dictator, isn't it? It's clear, pure dictator. And the guys who control this media, social media, whatever, you are the most number one dictator, more worse and weird than Hitler. But you need somebody blame. You need to search the enemy and show, Putin guilty. It's Putin guilty. It's Putin dictator. Or somebody else, but not you. It's really most weird hypocrisy ever I saw and feel in my life. Before, when I lived in Soviet Union, I saw Soviet Union, it's really big dictator regime, dictators regime in Soviet Union. And when I first time moved, first I moved from Ukraine to St. Petersburg. Then 10 years later, I moved to Europe and I live in Italy for a while also, around 10 years. I live in Finland, I live in France, Paris, and I saw this mess, disgusting, dirty everywhere. How you destroy the beautiful Paris, how you destroy this culture inside this environment, inside the Paris, inside the Europe itself. How the Italy, Milano, destroying by this homeless, but this stinky and everywhere these migrants. But it's not their fault, right? It's not the fault of migrants, but it's you guys who make this politic inside and outside. I mean, all around the world. So it's again guiltiness of Russian. It's again guiltiness of, I don't know, Slavic people, another Belarusian or Ukrainian or Tatarian or who? Kazakhstan maybe. This is really the biggest lie lying all around the world. And I cannot accept this. I cannot live with this like a stupid idiot and believe like, oh yeah, we must obey and listen everything what you guys says and just don't say anything. No, sorry, but I also human being. I have my rights to express and expose myself and tell exactly what I'm thinking about it. I can tell what I'm thinking, because I'm not animals. I think this is really clear, really clear for every people who have a brain. Repeat again the Roger Waters. I'm not big fan of. I have never been like biggest fan of the Pink Floyd and Mr. Roger Waters, but what he said, what he says, it's absolutely true. If you can listen clearly and carefully his interview, what he made in CNN or what he made in um, United Organization of United Nations, it's exactly clear thing. Just you don't want to accept this, you don't want to admit this, and you think, okay, who is this Roger Waters? He just fucking musician, artist, clown. Charlie Chaplin was also clown. So what? Charlie Chaplin was also a great artist, but he even much more better artist than Ronald Reagan. If you can compare, I didn't. If you can remember any film with Ronald Reagan, I cannot. But everybody uh, have to know the film and know the name of the films which is Charlie Chaplin's made, and it's also included the Great Dictator or City Lights or something like this. Yeah. Well, that's all what I want to say actually, and for my future viewers, my audience, my people who I love, respect, and who love and respect me as who I am, who did not give me pressure, but I more and more feel uncomfortable and feel pressure, but because you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot say this, you cannot looks like this, you cannot do like this, you cannot do like this, you cannot do like this, and I just wanna say sorry. Do we really live in North Korea or where? You know, I felt like we live in Soviet Union again. You afraid, guys, that Putin want to rebuild Soviet Union? Why? Why are you afraid of this? Because you already have Soviet Union inside. You already live in Soviet Union itself, so you don't want to just kind of competition between Putin. Just many people didn't realize it yet. They live in this panopticon, this post-apocalypse world, which was described by George Orwell or Aldous Huxley or somebody else. Just think about it. Just think about it very clearly and carefully. You don't have freedom enough. You don't have freedom at all, because I did not see somebody complain. I did not see like some rock musicians who go to protest like John Lennon did, for example, right? I think if John Lennon will be alive, he will be definitely make protest against war in Ukraine, and he will be understand who is really terrorist, who is really guilty, who is really provoking made this war. A few days ago, my landlord asked me, who is attack Russia, or who is the attack Ukraine? Pardon. Who is the first attack Ukraine? I want to ask also back, who is the make Maidan in Ukraine? Who is the organize all these things? Who is the pay for Maidan? Who is the organize this food 24 hours? Bring by bus Ukrainian people to the city center, the Kiev. Organized food, organized toilet. Can you imagine that few 100,000 people going there? Where they take a shit? Where? In cafe? In bar? Which is broken, which is closed during this time? No, that was organized very well. They organized it like camping with tents, the same type of tents, same types of bus, which is work as a toilet bus. You know what I mean? And also kitchen 24 hours, which is work with food. Who can organize this? Try to answer by yourself, or if you check much better, much more careful this information, you will be know what I mean. You will be know much more better who will organize this. Like, you know, it's very easy to be ignorant. It's very easy to be ignorant and don't know all this kind of situation and just pretend you're stupid and just watch on TV news, like, you know, and never visit, never talk even with Russian people, normal Russian people, not military, not just normal civil peoples like me. Or you never talk with Ukrainian, never been in Ukraine, or you have talked only with some special peoples who, you know, whose their grandfather works in the SS Lichina or SS Waffen SS or something else. And then, okay, you can say really like, yeah, in the beginning, like, there was Nazi in Ukraine. No Nazi, okay, but Azov, it's not Nazi, yeah. The peoples who go in the city center in the Kiev and do Zig Heil, it's not Nazi, right? People who do this fire and do this Zig, it's not Nazi, right? Okay, they will just make screen on me and say, Sergio, you also do Zig. Yeah. You know, they live in this kind of really crazy, creepy world with many fake people. Why I record this video? Because I know I want to people know, if they will be not banned, me sure, I mean YouTube or somebody. I want the normal simple people know who I am and how I'm thinking and what I'm doing in my life and what I'm trying to show and what I try to expose it, try to express by my music, by my video, but sometimes it's very difficult to guess only by music or only by videos, because somebody really don't understand this symbols or image or imagination. They still blame me for this video, for those video, for that, because they're this and this and this and this, but they make more worst video, like Lady Gaga or something like this. It's more weird. She's showing almost all her inside and outside, all her body. Everybody knows already her body shape, like how she looks like naked, how she looks even inside her pussy, vagina, whatever, and nobody say her anything, because she rich or she have some lobby there or something like this, and they can 24 hours show the videos on MTV or somewhere else. But if I'm poor guy, if I'm don't have money, if I don't have some rich manager on the top somewhere, in mass media, if I don't have this contract with Virgin Studio or somewhere else, or EMI, then you just shut up, you just fucking piece of shit. So you don't have right to talk, you don't have right to speech, even don't have right to think about this topic. You're just fucking slave, you just go work, come back. I am not slave, I never been slave. And Russians never been slaves of anybody, of anyone. Historically, like this, if you look more deeply inside the history of Russia, yes, it was Kiev's Russian, Kievskaya Rus, Kiev Rus, it was before, and before it was Tartaria. If you know much more better, if you want to know much more better this history, you can go to Vatican, Archive Library of Vatican. If you get access, you can see the oldest maps can show you. The Great Tartaria was from the China's part, Mongolia, and until middle of Europe. If you know the much more deeper, if you want to know much more deeper, you have to read about, about Etruria and Etruski, who also call themselves Raseni, Russian, Rasna, Russia, same things. And that's why Vatican hiding, because you guys don't want to accept this fact. Then Russian was in the beginning those cultures who give the great Rome Empire every law, rights, cultures, etc. That's why you say that Etruscan does not read. Etruscan characters cannot read, because it's in fact Cyrillic. In fact, it's Cyrillic, Cyrillic, which is reflected with mirror and read from right to left side, from right to left, like Arabic or Jewish. You just don't know this or don't want to accept this, but please check more careful this, and then you will know truth, and you will know why the Western countries in Europe hate Russians, because you're afraid of this fact. You're afraid to admit, you're afraid to accept who give you cultures, who give you knowledges, who you give basic stuff. You can check. It's not me create today or yesterday this story. You can see the history and read about Etruria, Etruski. Who these guys? Even though it's international law, it's international science. Etruski was before Romanian Empire. Etruski was create cultures inside the Apennine half island. In Toscana, Tusci, because they call themselves Tusci, Ruski, Tusci, Rasna, Rasena, repeat again, Rashna. Isn't it? It's similar, isn't it? Rashna, Russia. You will be also mind about it. You will be disagree about it. Just please, I hope some philologist or scientist smart not stupid idiot who have TikTok or computer game brain. Just I apply and talk. I want to apply to scientists who learn history very well, and philology, and scientists who don't work for the government and just be a slave of the government system. This is most important. This is most important. I'm still believe, maybe I'm too much naive, but I'm still believe in the truth. I still believe in the honest scientist. I still believe in the absolute, which is we can call God, or we can call universe mind, or whatever. You know, it's most important things, because we are okay. We today live in the earth, and that earth very corrupted itself. The earth, government first already show their behavior. They destroy, you guys destroy almost this earth. So that's why you make the show with Greta Thunberg and something like this, like for make the show that you do something for save this planet. But in fact, it's not like this. The planet gonna die, maybe if you didn't stop yourself at first this time. So you should must to do something. You should must to stop your behavior. You should stop your production and manufacture and factory, which is really destroyed air, which is destroyed ecological system, which is destroyed. You must stop there. Also make the nuclear weapon, nuclear bomb, and stop to test these bombs around, because simple people who just will be pick up some plastic bottles on the beach or plastic bottles in the park, which is stupid. Idiots throw it after they have party or barbecue or something like this. It's not enough. We need global much more biggest activity, and it must be in general on the top. It's most biggest things and most biggest deal than you can imagine. Not enough just one unique, little bit crazy peoples who just scream and shout in the parliament or government or some world association. I don't mind. You can continue to do the show with Greta Thunberg, but it's really looks a little bit creepy and weird, and have many questions. Who permit her to go there? Okay, any kind of any other girls can do this? Are you seriously? If she is so much like independent, if nobody behind her, I never saw it. Is any kind of girls from Europe can go freely to this parliament, European government, and scream and shout to the deputy, to the this government peoples, what they should have to do? If you even didn't listen, Roger Waters, what he says. So you didn't respect even Roger Waters, who made big deal in his life. I think this one of the most greatest music in the world, one of the most biggest musician with his own message in the world, and you even didn't listen him, what he says. You put him perhaps also in the blacklist, and also he will be like going to the cancel culture, something like this. Everybody who have brain, everybody who's smart, everybody who's thinking clearly, then they has to go to must to be cancelled, kind of, right? But so sad to see this kind of situation. So sad, so sad. It makes me most and more sad and weird, and most sad and weird because you always watch the brain of people's, I mean, mass media, BBC, CNN, in wrong way, watch the brain of people's all around the world who don't know the really true situation from Ukraine and the war against Ukraine. It's against humanity. It's against freedom. It's against human rights. It's clear. And I did not say, never say that Russia is right. It's also crime. It's also biggest, one of the biggest crime in the world, but also biggest crime position, political position, and activity from the Mr. Biden government. This is my opinion, and I think I have to my rights to explain this and to tell you truth what I think. And I hope I will be understandable most for my peoples, for my audience, and just somebody who randomly watched this, who is this crazy guy talking with guitar and wearing hat. It's your problem if you're ignorant. It's only your problem. If you don't know very well political situation, if you don't know, if you did not study well, it's only your problem. If you don't know anything about the First World War, it's only your problem. If you don't know very well about war between Russia and France during the, like 1812 with Napoleon, it's also only your problem. If you did not read book, if you did not know like latest information about this topic, it's only your problem, isn't it? If you didn't know who is the Michelangelo or Salvador Dali or Pablo Picasso or Raphael or Caravaggio, it's only your problem, and problem of your parents, and problem around of your school or of your perhaps university if you study this. It's really means so weird and so shitty. So shitty situation. Because if the people's really could be no truth, could be no something like absolute true information. But problem is because we didn't know absolute and true information right now, because the government hiding. And yeah, sure, propaganda works from every side. American propaganda says this, Russian propaganda says another things, Ukrainian propaganda says another things, Chinese propaganda says another things, and North Korean say another things. It's kind of normal, but people who will be live 50 years later or 100 years later, they will be know much more better than we are now about our situation. The same like people who lived during the First World War, Second World War, or during Napoleon, they don't know exactly, they didn't know what happened exactly in those times. So only after time, after historically, we will learn some secret archive will be opened and X-Files will be like will be able to get access and read everything what is there, and you can know what is exactly there, what is going to happen exactly there. But until now, it's like, I mean, in our present time, it's just only what we can do. We can just see, oh, mass media, world media, something say, something showing, oh, and you accept this as absolute true. This is a problem of the most of the Western countries even like America, Europe, Canada, Australia, whatever. You just believe what you see on the screen, but it doesn't mean it's 100% true. You must also open your brain and have some analytic mind, analyze it, filter it, check it. I know people say, we don't have time to do this. We don't have time to check this information, those information. Okay, latest news, evening news of BBC or Voice of America or CBS Fox America says, okay, it's true. Newspaper published something, it's true. It's the same mentality like my grandmother, grandfather, they have in Soviet Union when they lived there. Because they accept everything, it's true what published in the newspaper. They accept it, it's true what it says or published, broadcasted or in TV or in the radio. But it cannot be true, right? Is it correct? I hope. I know my English so poor and I cannot express you so many things with shadows, with many kind of, my English is very poor. So I'm apologize and very sorry about it. But I hope I really express my mind and say, and you got my message, you got my idea what I'm gonna say. And just I really beg you, don't judge anybody before you know very well situation. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, you must read more book, more educated, spend time more for reading historical books, independent historical books, and more traveling, visiting Russia or Ukraine itself, and understand this. Ukraine before was not the country where is the live only elves, with wings and angels. There was also most biggest corrupted country, and government was corrupted. And when they have this Maidan, organized by USA government, sure, then it was quite hard situation. And when the Poroshenko, he became a president not because of votes, not because of elections choose him by normally. He became president because of this military almost, revolution made by weapon, and he got power. So, for example, Lugansk and Donetsk, they was disagree, and they choose their rights by referendum, by votes, separate this corruption, this corrupted president. They don't want to be together with it because they start to forbid Russian language. They start to forbid many things, which is weird because there are very big population of Russian people live. What the fuck? Why? Can you imagine if in France, in Belgium, will be forbid to use it French language, or in Ireland will be forbid to use it English language? Can you imagine this? What the people will do? And forbid to celebrate Victory Day, which is most weird because almost every family have been involved and struggling because of Second World War. You perhaps would say like it's not a reason for Russian troops attacking Ukraine, but it was big or small reason which is collected, keep it this, and this Nazi battalion Azov, with Nazi march in the center of the Kiev, fire, with everything like this. All this collected and keep it, and that's why it happened like this. And it's very true and big things which you have to know. And that's why you wonder why it happened like this. You will say Russian language there was never forbid. Yeah, but narrative exists as a narrative exists. And I know the situation there much more better because my relatives live there. I know their situation because I was born there. And I was a kid, a teenager. I know how everything works. Like the government works. Like the government was corrupted. Like they hate Russians. Even the Russian itself, Russia opened the school for them. They give them education. They give them working place. Working place, open factory. Even in my region, in Kherson region, they open a few factories, which is produce the paper itself. You know, there's Kherson paper factory. Two, you know, for this small region, and open school, give education, give workings, give working places, and send some workers also, even from far, from Siberia, from Ural, from another region. You have to understand how our cultures is mixed, and now it's so difficult to recognize and select who is clearly purely Ukrainian or who clearly or purely Russian there. Even because in Russia itself it's very mixed population, multi-nations. Like in America, you have multi-cultures, multi-nations. Same in Russia, not only because of 15 independent republic was in the Soviet Union inside, but also because of historically like this. It's historically was like this. Have you ever heard the music about like Polovetsky dancing? Polovetsky dances. Polovetsky dance. Okay. Skiffs, Polovets, Turkey, etc., etc. It's only the main population, and even Ukrainian side also. There are many. Every anthropologist can tell you this. Many nations there, not only like Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian, Jewish people, Tatarian who lives mostly in Ukraine, Crimea. Yeah, many Jewish people live there. As you know, the biggest Jewish community was being in Uman, and still now they're going there from Israel. Many biggest community who create the most this Jewish Chabad and another thing was created in Ukraine. If you don't know, created in Ukraine and then moved to Israel or somewhere else. But it means Kandinsky was this artist. Kandinsky also live in Ukraine, and many others like writers, poets. Okay. If you read the book like named Master and Margaret by Bulgakov, he was living also in Ukraine. Gogol was born in Ukraine, who was called greatest Russian and Ukrainian also. So how you can divide and separate too much similar, I didn't say same, but very similar and very close culture and population. Just if is it your target to make brothers fight, to make brothers hate each other, to make brothers kill each other, for make them weak and then attack and occupy maybe Ukraine or maybe Russia. Is it your target? Maybe, isn't it? I know many of you will be saying, okay, you just have this conspiracy theory, blah blah blah, la la la. But why not? Who says it doesn't work? Plans of Alan Dulles or another creepy guys could be also works. It's not like paranoia or not conspirology. It could be. It could be. And if we see what happened in the last few years in the world, why we cannot think in this way, why we cannot accept this idea as a working idea. because the crazy rich peoples who just don't know where to spend money, where to investigate. They can be investigating everything in the war. And in the war, it's also biggest business in the world, right? Isn't it? If few idiots going to the pay biggest money and bring also kids and go to see Titanic by small weird capsule under the ocean. What we can say more? Well, this world is quite in people's quite strange and creepy. So what I can do, what I should do? Should I be also belong to them and go to the marsh to protest against water moving or something? I'm not like this. I'm not like this idiot. I just want to really, but I want to really people know and start to think clearly about our world and everything. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you and sorry for take your time, but I hope it's not weird and not wasting time. So see you soon. Hope it will be also help you to open your brain and open your mind, because not everybody can say it honestly like me. Yeah, so please don't forget to follow and subscribe and share this video with your friends or not friends, with your any even you can share. I would be very appreciated. And don't forget to put like and hit bell. See you someday. Bye. Everybody special for you. Peace and love. Make love, not war. Like John Lennon says, I always repeat this phrase. Okay. See you. Bye bye.